if you're a listener from Massachusetts, you'll know about this. But it's likely that if you listen to this from outside of the state of Massachusetts, that this has not been on your radar screen. So let me take a minute and explain what this is all about. Well, the Massachusetts Dental Association was able to get a ballot measure on the midterm election in November of 2022. They had to get hundreds of thousands of signatures to get this ballot measure in place. And what the ballot measure was all about, they call it in healthcare insurance, medical insurance, there is what's called a medical loss ratio that's required. And what that means is that for all healthcare insurance companies, they have to spend a certain percentage of the revenue that they bring in on premiums for patient care, a certain percentage. And on the medical side, Maren, that's 88%. In other words, 88 cents of every dollar that a medical insurance policy brings in has to be paid for patient care. And it's called the medical loss ratio. And that means it leaves 12% for everything else, for admin costs, for salaries, and profit for the insurance company. Now, there's never been such a thing for dental insurance companies. So Massachusetts decided to take the lead on this and see if they could get this on the ballot and find out if this measure could pass. And I think what happened was the dental insurance companies thought they'd never get enough signatures in place. They'd never get enough signatures in place. But guess what? They did. And they got the ballot measure on the ballot. And when it came time for the vote, it actually won by 77% in favor of the ballot measure. 77%. More than 3 out of 4 people said yes to the dental loss ratio. That's essentially what it was all about. Now let me get very granular about it and explain what it means. What it means is that now in the state of Massachusetts, if a dental insurance company sells their dental insurance in the state of Mass, they are going to have to spend 83%. They didn't get to the 88% that's required in medical insurance, but there's enough differences in medical insurance versus dental insurance to warrant a different percentage. So the experts said that 83% would be the appropriate level. So they'd have to spend 83% of every dollar brought in dental insurance premiums would have to be spent on patient care rather than on admin costs, salaries, and profit. Now, Maren, that might not mean much to you until you get some perspective. Do you know what the average percentage was paid in dental insurance companies in Massachusetts before this ballot measure? Do you know what percent it was?
I kind of heard the number, but I know it's at least 20% lower than 83%, but I don't know the exact number, Gary.
It was 53%.
Oh, 53%.
50. So in other words, only 53% of every dollar taken in premium was paid on patient care.
Wow.
Now that's going to bump it up to 83%. So this is a massive success for dentistry, for the profession of dentistry, forcing the insurance companies to spend more of their resources on patient care as opposed to lining their fat cat executive salaries. That's really where all the money went. It went to the fat cat salaries, the executive suite. It doesn't go to the workers that process the insurance. Yeah. It goes primarily to the executive suite compensation. And that's changing. Now, it passed by a wide margin. The ADA got behind it, the American Dental Association. Once the ballot measure got on the ballot, once they got enough signatures, the ADA got behind it. They put $5.5 million in advertising campaign to promote the ballot measure. And through a combination of that support, the support from the MDA, the Massachusetts Dental Association, dentists in the state of Massachusetts spreading the word, it won by a crazy margin. Darren, you've seen the election results here, and pretty much whether you're on one side or the other, a candidate's winning by 1 or 2%, right?
Yes,
They're
yes,
highly competitive.
yes.
And yet this one, 77%. So it kind of overwhelmingly shows that the public got behind this. And the public says, wait a minute, insurance companies, we're tired of getting taken advantage of you by you. When you take in a premium, you've got to pay a certain amount of it on direct patient care. Now, where this goes is right now, I'm going to very much report this as a positive. It is a very positive indicator that this ballot measure not only passed, but it wasn't even close, Naren.
I
What
love
would
it.
they, in political terms, what would they call a 77%? 23? I believe they would call that a landslide.
Yes, I agree.
This was a landslide. So I absolutely, as a reporter, I want to report this as a very positive development. But, and there is a but, Naren, the final chapter hasn't been written yet as to what's going to happen here. Let me explain what possibly, I don't have a crystal ball. If I did have a crystal ball, I'd pull it up and shine it up and look into it and see what the crystal ball said. Well, what could happen? What are some possibilities that could happen? Right now, this is only existing in the state of Massachusetts. Right now. It's likely that the ADA is going to take this to other states, and you're going to see ballot measures like this on your state. That's I think, a very likely scenario.